Hello, everyone. This is your storyteller, Draven Gibson. You are listening to part one of a two-part supercut of the first 3 episodes of Gamemaster's Guild Lynch's Crossing. These 2 episodes seek to cut out the filler content from the first 3 episodes, so it's just action the whole time. And to help with that, there will be no mid-show ad break. So instead, you're going to get the ad read right here at the very beginning. So as always, this show is made possible by Glenville State University. Glenville State University is a small public liberal arts college located in the heart of West Virginia with the lowest public university tuition in the state. We offer programs in STEM, criminal justice, art, music, and more. If you're looking for a university that'll help you pioneer your future, head over to glenville.edu. That's GLENVILLE.edu to learn more about Glenville State University. Pioneer Media is the broadcasting and recording group on campus at Glenville State University. We handle live streams, sports content, and recently, the Pioneer Podcast Network. This program is almost entirely student-led and teaches skills in video editing and recording, photography, lighting, and more. If you're a Glenville State University student and you're looking for an opportunity to flex your skills as a video editor, create content online, or you just want to sit behind a camera at a sporting event, shoot me an email at draven.gibson@glenville.edu. That's DRAVIN.Gibson, like the guitar company, at glenville.edu, and we'll get the ball rolling on something. That's it for the ads. Now, on to the show. We open on a small town nestled in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, far away from the hustle and bustle of city life. Maple leaves of various colors blanket the land, all bathed in the amber light of sunset, some caught floating in the cool autumn breeze. It is quiet in the little town of Lynch's Crossing, as it always is. The only sound that permeates the stillness, the persistent click of a playing card in the spokes of a bicycle. A young boy no older than 10 can be seen riding over the bridge that separates the wealthy North District of town from the less affluent South District, split in two by the meandering Fincher River. As the amber light of the sun gives way to the cool light of the moon, the boy picks up the pace in hopes of reaching home before his mother's ire can reach him. Now joined by a chorus of chirping toads, the clickety-clack of playing card against steel spoke increases in speed, only for the sound to abruptly stop in a flash of blinding white light. In an instant, all is quiet once more, and the boy is gone, leaving only the playing card as proof of his existence here. It is quiet in the town of Lynch's Crossing, as it always is. Okay, guys, so we open on the morning. It is August in Lynch's Crossing. I'm going to say, who do we start with? Everybody pick a number between 1 and 12.
4.
7.
3. Wait. Yeah, 3.
12. We have a 7. So, who said 7?
Me.
All right.
Hey, guys.
Mike, it is early morning on, the day doesn't matter, it's early morning, it's a work day for you. The sun is kind of passing through the little window into your basement apartment underneath your wood crafting shop of Cutwood Crafts. It's kind of a hazy day. As the sun passes through the window, you kind of see dust particles. It kind of gives off a God ray effect as the light bleeds into your apartment, and you're kind of forced awake by it. What do you do? How do you start your day?
Well, the first thing is He immediately goes upstairs, still in his underwear, upstairs to the back of the shop where there is a coffee pot that is hot, ready, and waiting because he has it on a timer because he's a fancy man. And, you know, drinks a pot of coffee, gets dressed, and it's time to start his work. So his hands are littered in tiny scars with his pocket knife and a little hunk of wood sat behind the register of cut wood crafts, where the walls are lined with little figurines, animals, trees, carved wood that is just art. There's no price tags. It's not very dusty in the shop because he takes care of it, and that's sort of the one thing he cares about right now. So he's sitting behind the register, just carving some wood up.
Excellent. You get a phone call. Not on your personal device, but on the business phone. And it just starts to ring and ring.
He lets it ring 3 times exactly before picking it up. He doesn't say anything. He picks the phone up and puts it to his ear.
Is this Mike?
Who are you?
You know who I am.
I don't think I want to.
Did you think you could run away and we wouldn't notice?
I thought I'd have a little longer.
Well, it seems like we found you.
Come get me, bitch. And he slams the phone down.
It begins to ring again.
Picks it up. Cutwood Crafts, how can I help you?
That was rude, man.
Why don't you call my personal cell? This is my business number. What if somebody wants a custom order?
I've been monitoring your business all day. You've had like 4 customers and nobody calls this line.
Well,
Mike, it's Eric.
oh, well. Eric.
I'm calling to let you know that the Bureau is tracking you. I found where you are. They will eventually. Why Lynch's Crossing? Of all places, why the one place you were doing research on?
There's safety here.
Is there?
I'll find it. I have to.
You know what goes on there.
And I know there's something more. There has to be. What other explanations for it?
Okay, man. I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure the Bureau doesn't find you.
Keep yourself safe first.
You think I don't have, like, I'm on 5 levels of VPN condom right now in order to call you. You don't think I'm not protecting myself? The amount of risks I'm taking to warn you that the Bureau is on you?
I actually only recommend 1 condom. If you layer them, the friction can cause them to break.
Shut up, Mike. This is serious.
I know, Eric.
Look, just do me a favor, okay? If you find something, whatever it is that you're looking for, take it and run. Go somewhere else.
They'll find me anywhere I run.
Yeah, but they're definitely gonna find you in Lynch's Crossing.
I dyed my hair, so I don't know. I'm not so sure about that.
Right, you dyed your hair.
I dyed my hair.
Opened a wood cutting business.
The wood crafts business. Thank you.
And you're in a relationship with that weird cowboy guy.
He's okay. Look, he's a little weird, and yeah, he's got that gross magic stuff. But have you heard him speak?
Yes. Are you kidding? Look, I'm not going to get into your relationships. The important thing is that you're protecting yourself and that you are... Just don't be an idiot, okay? Like, don't get into any sort of, you know...
Eric, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm digging a really, really big hole. I'm tunneling.
You're doing what?
I'm tunneling, Eric. I got a
What the are you talking about?
I got a tunnel going. Don't tell anybody about it.
Where are you digging? Why are you digging a tunnel? What?
You'll see. And he hangs up the phone again.
Okay. So after that nightmare of a phone call, as you get to work, you hear the doorbell above the entrance to your shop kind of ding ding as the door opens, and you hear through the through the adjoining wall into the front room where your shop is set up. Just somebody kind of meandering around looking at your wares.
Well, obviously, Mike goes out. Can I help you with something? You want to buy some wood, perhaps?
Yeah, I'm just looking. You see a teenager. You've seen him before. I mean, you have a lot of late nights in town. You don't really know his first name because you only really see him at nights. You recognize this is the teenager that works at the Pump and Go gas station downtown. You would recognize his name as Langley, and he's just kind of perusing your wooden figurines, your little birds, and different things that you have on display there. He doesn't really look like he knows what he wants. He's just kind of blindly perusing.
All right. I think I got something for you too. And he goes behind the register, and from a glass case, he pulls out a very detailed, it fits in both of his hands, a grotesque goblin figurine that has no price tag on it once again, but it has burn marks in it as well to emphasize the details. And he presents it to the teenager in his shop, Langley.
You carved this?
Well, it's in my shop.
Well, yeah, obviously, but it's so intricate.
Well, you got a lot of free time on your hands, and when carving wood is your whole career, you tend to do it a lot.
He kind of delicately reaches out and grabs the figure to examine it closer. And you can see the awe in his eyes. He's like, the craftsmanship of this is insane, And he kind of turns it back and forth, and he notices that there's no price tag. And he goes, how much do you want for it?
$20.
$20?
Yeah. About 20 hours of work, $20.
You're underselling yourself. This is incredible. Here. And he reaches into his wallet and he pulls out a 50. And he's like, it's at least worth this. The little plastic miniatures that the guy at the game store downtown sells are nowhere near as detailed as this, and he sells for twice as much.
All right. So Mike takes the money out of his hand. No questions asked. He's not going to turn down extra money, and just gives Langley a nice little clap on the shoulder, just like a thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. Are you sure? It's just... Thank you. This is really cool.
I do customs too. You got those little Warhammer games you like to play. Love to just carve whatever you want for money.
That would be incredible. God, imagine showing up to game night with a custom wooden miniature. That'd be insane. Oh, by the way, you come by Pump and Go at night occasionally, yeah?
That's where I get my dinner most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No.
The hot dog roller has been down for 2 weeks. I apologize. You've had to get those terrible taquito things.
Yeah, but I got sour cream, so it makes it all worth it.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to let you know that the hot dog roller was fixed.
Oh, heck yeah. I'll see you tonight, Langley. And Mike whips out his business card, which is an index card with his personal cell number on it
just
and his name.
Lazily written on it.
Yeah. And he hands it to Langley. Give this to all your nerd friends and also older women. They tend to buy my bird statues a lot.
Whatever you say, sir. It's Archie, by the way. Archie Langley.
Archie.
Thank
nice.
you for remembering my last name. I mean, I see you every night, so I guess it makes sense. But yeah, Archie. I'll see you around.
Hey, you be good to your mom.
I will. Thank you. And Archie, he looks at the statue that he bought and then looks back at you and then just kind of realizes that he's kind of in an awkward position at the moment, and he just turns tail and runs out.
Mike goes back to carving his little block of wood.
Excellent. And while you get back to carving, we are going to transition to Jim. You, around the same time, you notice the sun beaming into the two windows in your yurt as it's kind of like blocked by the trees. You're kind of in the middle of the Lynch's Crossing State Park. You've got your own little piece of heaven kind of carved out here, untethered by the local economy. You have your own electric, you have solar power for electricity. You collect rainwater for your water. Like, you are entirely self-sufficient. And so you don't really have anything to do this morning as the light pours into your bedroom and it kind of, lulls you awake. How does Jim spend his morning?
Well, firstly, I think he gets up and he's also still in his underwear because he has no rules he has to follow. And he sits down at his the one piece of sort of like big technology he has. He has a pretty sweet gaming computer. He sits down and he just he checks his emails, his messages. He checks Twitch, see what's happening on there. He's thinking about streaming later, but he doesn't know.
So speaking of emails, you're looking through your inbox, yeah, and you see an email from the Lynch's Crossing Times. You subscribed to the digital newsletter because you hated getting the newspaper every day.
It's a waste of paper. That's what I always say. Waste of paper.
So you get an email from the Lynch's Crossing Times that has like this abrupt like headline that's like, missing child disappeared in the night. How do you react to that?
Really, I think he just thinks it's another piece of news. He's kind of tired of the news.
Okay. Is he gonna like investigate any further? Or is he just like, I don't care about this email?
He'll probably call Mikey later and tell him about it, but
okay.
Other than that, he's done with it for the morning.
Okay, so you're going through your emails, you're checking Twitch for any updates.
Yeah, seeing when when he's gonna stream, and drinking some coffee. He's got that cool gamer coffee,
Gamer coffee.
Yeah, the one, and he opens his mini fridge and sees all his G Fuel, his Gamer Fuel energy drinks, and he's tempted to have one, but he's gonna save it for Twitch later. But
excellent, yeah. You get a text. You hear like the familiar of your ringtone, and you see a text from your boss, Big Al at Big Al's Hardware and Surplus.
What does he want this time? He better not be asking me to come in. Today's my day off. I'm gonna relax today. But
so you open up the text, I assume.
Yeah,
and it just reads, Jim, kid called off. Need you here. Love you, bye.
Why does he always end his damn text messages with love you? I barely know the man. He's just my boss. Ugh, I guess I'm going into work today. Ugh, oh, Big Al, he's lucky I love him.
I think that might be why he signs his text "Love you, bye." So yeah, you're gonna get dressed and head into work then?
Yeah, I guess I'll get dressed. I wasn't planning on it, but climb in the saddle, you better be ready to ride. I mean,
Okay, well, you do just that. You climb into the saddle of whatever you drive. What does Jim drive?
A motorcycle.
Okay, you climb to the saddle of your motorcycle, and you rip down the windy dirt road through Lynch's Crossing State Park onto the main road and head into town. And we will transition back to Mike. You once again hear the doorbell ring as a familiar face clad in leather and a cowboy hat strolls in on his lunch break from his work at the hardware store. You see Jim.
So before Mike got this phone call, he was dusting the shop.
Huh?
So he has in his hand a feather duster, a cleaning bottle of a clear liquid, completely unmarked, just a clear spray bottle, and a little apron on to protect his jeans and his jacket. And Jim walks in and he just looks at him and shakes his head.
I thought I might visit you on my lunch break, you know.
Did you bring lunch this time?
Yes, I brought you lunch this time. It was one time I didn't bring you lunch, and you bring it up every single time I come in here. Did you bring lunch this time? Of course I brought you lunch this time.
What is it?
A sandwich.
Ooh, I love a good sandwich. All right, fine. You can stay, but don't touch my wood crafts.
You know I wouldn't touch your product that you're selling to the people. Hey, did you happen to pick up a newspaper today, or anybody tell you about the news?
I haven't felt the actual sun on my face in quite a while, so I haven't picked up my paper now.
There's something I got the email. You know I like that email because they're wasting paper.
I don't even know why you have a computer.
It's because of the stream, but whatever. It says something about a boy missing. I didn't think it was anything important, but I thought I might bring it up to you. You might have heard things.
A child's missing, and you don't think it's important.
You know how I feel about kids. We've talked about this.
Show me the email. He just sighs. He just walks over to Jim.
Okay, so you take Jim's phone and you read the email that Jim neglected to read, and it goes into detail about how this is the next of a string of mysterious disappearances in Lynch's Crossing, all of them happening at nighttime, and seemingly random trinkets are left at the scene. In this case, the bicycle and playing card are left at the site of the boy's disappearance. But it lists off a handful of other disappearances. You had the former chief of police disappeared, but his gun was left at the scene. You had Melinda Langley, the mother of Archie Langley. She recently disappeared, and left at her scene was like a clown horn, like a bicycle horn. And it just kind of goes into like these weird disappearances that keep happening with seemingly no reason. The marshal has been looking into it, the mayor's been looking into it, but this recent disappearance seems to be a big deal because this is the first time a child has gone missing, and they are currently working on getting a search party together to search the state park to see if they can find his body.
Well, Jim, you want to hang out tonight?
Of course, you know the answer to this. It's you who are always not wanting to hang out because of my magic, but...
Well, tonight, we're going to be working.
Okay, I guess. I was going to stream tonight, but, you know, I guess I'll put it on hold for you.
So Jim's looking through this newspaper, and he eyes Melissa Langley because he just had that interaction with Archie, and now he feels sort of close to him. And so he suggests to Jim, we should get dinner before we leave. I know a good spot. Why don't you let me take you out?
Is it the gas station?
They have really good taquitos. And the hot dog machine's working.
Yes. Every time we get dinner for the past 2 weeks, they haven't had hot dogs, but now they've got the hot dogs, and they're pretty good. I will say so myself.
I'll sneak the relish in you like.
Yes. Anyway, I best be heading back. Big Al's probably wondering where I am. You know, he's got that weird obsession with me. You know, you know how weird it is.
I know how weird you are.
But I'll be seeing you later.
Let's talk a little bit about Big Al. Tell me about your relationship with Big Al.
Well, Jim's relationship with Big Al, that's his boss over at Big Al's Hardware. Jim's been working there past, 4 or 5 years. Jim's been probably like his right-hand man, been doing doing all the hard work, lifting, you know, because Big Al's lazy, or at least Jim thinks he's lazy, and so Jim does a lot of the heavy lifting, and it is just deeply, like, he's kind of frightened by the man in a way, but like just because he's like super weird and kind of has those random off-putting moments. But you know, other than that, Jim's pretty fond of Big Al as a boss.
All right. Well, you drive your motorcycle through town. You pass by the police, like the crime scene tape area where they've got the bicycle and the playing card and a handful of other things just kind of on display there. And there are a few police officers and detectives from out of town that are looking into it. And you kind of drive by. Like, you don't really want to, you know, deal with that right now. And you pull up to the hardware store, and sitting outside with like a Pepsi Zero Sugar and a hot dog from the Pump and Go is Big Al. And he's just he's sitting on a rocking chair, just kind of rocking back and forth, drinking his Pepsi and eating his hot dog. And when he sees you pull up, he's like, "Cassidy, come here a second."
Big Al, I told you don't have to yell at me to get my attention.
"I'm not yelling."
You're kind of yelling at me. But okay, what do you want?
"Did you see the paper?"
Remember, I talked to you about this. I don't get the papers, or, you know, the newspaper is a waste of trees and paper and everything. But yes, I get the online stuff. I saw it.
"Yeah, whatever. Computer stuff. I don't care. Listen. You heard about that boy?"
Yeah, I did.
"Heard about the Osborne boy that disappeared in the middle of the night?"
Yes, I did.
"This is the 7th one.
The 7th?
The people been done disappearing from Lynch's Crossing, Cassidy."
Yeah, I mean, I read over the shoulder of someone else. I read the article, but yeah, I noticed that. Like, do you know what's going on?
"It's a conspiracy, Cassidy."
Oh, you and your conspiracy theories. Okay, good. Go ahead.
Listen to me. Listen.
Go ahead.
"I think," and you're going to call me crazy. "I know you are, Cassidy. I know it. But I need you to trust me."
Oh, okay.
These disappearances, they've been happening at night.
Mm-hmm.
What comes out at night, Cassidy?
Bugs, frogs.
It's the owls, Cassidy.
What are you on this time?
It's the owls, Cassidy. Do you see them? Do you see them at night?
The owls.
The owls, Cassidy.
I have seen I've seen an owl in the forest I live in. Yes, I have seen an owl.
You see the way they look at you?
They are owls.
They got them eyes.
Yes, they have eyes.
No, not just eyes, Cassidy. They got them eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Is this your conspiracy about birds again?
No. Jim, listen to me. I know you think, because I have a fear of birds, that this is just more of that. I promise you, this ain't like the pigeon thing.
The pigeon thing where you saw a pigeon and then you began to stare off into space and just repeat under your breath, "The birds."
Listen, it's not like the pigeon thing. Listen, the pigeons are drones. I'm still on that. But this ain't like the pigeon thing. Them owls are demons. They're not like the old owls.
Okay. But what do you mean by the old owls?
I mean, before they was birds.
Okay, they was birds, yes.
Now they's demons.
Do you have any proof?
I seen them.
Yeah, we've all seen owls. Owl.
No, Cassidy.
Yes.
Pay attention.
I'm paying attention right now.
I seen that boy. He rode past my shop on his way home to see his mama. And I stopped him and I said, "Hey, boy, it's getting dark. You best be getting home." And he said, "Don't worry, Big Al. He said, "Don't worry. I'm going to be home before Mama knows it." And he rode on past.
Did you disappear with the boy?
No,
Okay.
I'm still here, Cassidy. Get with
Did you take the boys?
No.
Okay.
Cassidy. I ain't no. I ain't got nothing to do with no boys.
I thought after the bird conspiracy, continue. I'm sorry for interrupting you, Big Al. I do it too much.
The boy rode off towards his home, and I seen him.
Yeah.
I seen them owls. They were in the trees, Cassidy. They were looking at that boy. They were eyeing him up. Like it was a treat, Cassidy. And when he rode down into the lower city, they followed him, Cassidy.
Are you sure they weren't just doing like owl stuff?
Listen, Cassidy, I've seen an owl. More than one in my time. When I was in Nam.
Were they in the trees? You tell me this story all the time. The owls were in the trees, Jim. The owls were in the trees.
I've seen an owl. They got the eyes, right? They're scary. Owls is scary.
Yeah. Just like the pigeons.
No, the pigeons is drones. They scary because they's the government. The owls, they's got scary eyes in general because they is predators. But these owls is different.
They got different eyes from what you saw in Nam.
They got the demon eyes, Cassidy.
Okay, Al, not owl, you are like too close to my face right now.
I'm sorry.
I can smell the hot dog and the, what is that? Is that your Pepsi Zero Sugar again?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, we talked.
I got diabetes.
We talked about this. The Pepsi Zero Sugar is not going to help your diabetes all that much.
Listen, I need the refreshing taste of Pepsi without the sugar. The aspartame is better for me.
Okay, whatever you say. Did you take your medicine at lunchtime?
Yes, Jim.
Okay, you
Put it in the
sometimes
hot
forget.
dog.
I know you put it in the hot dog, but sometimes you forget. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. You were too close, but now you can continue. You've backed up a little bit.
Okay, sorry, hold on.
You were spitting in my face.
I'm sorry. Sorry, that voice is just, it's...
I love the voice.
It's Big Al gets more unhinged as this conversation goes. But yeah, anyway, Big Al, owls.
Bird.
I just need you to trust me, Cassidy. There's something off about these owls in Lynch's Crossing. These ain't the same owls that I seen around town years ago. These ain't the owls I seen in Nam.
I'll go with you on this one thing about your bird theories. This one theory. One theory, I'm going to go with you on it.
I just don't know how they're disappearing them.
It's hard to say.
You know the thing about owls. They eat their prey whole.
Yeah.
They eat the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then after they eat the nourishment, they spit up all the inedible bits.
Yeah.
It couldn't eat the bicycle. It spitted it up.
But how does that explain the playing card?
Couldn't eat that.
I mean, there are no nutrients in a playing card. Trust me.
What? What is that supposed to mean, Jim?
Don't ask questions you don't want answers to. I've told you this.
That's fair. That's fair, Jim. Listen, I know that you and that woodcutter boy hang out sometimes. You investigate the weird things that happen in this town. I don't know why you do it, but I see y'all at the pump and go
all the time, eating hot dogs and taquitos and carrying on, and heading down to the Flanagan Cemetery and do what you do in cemeteries. I don't know what it is. I don't judge. But I just figured, I feel like I know you well enough. I know you're into some of that weird occult stuff. Maybe you might want to investigate the owls. That's all I'm saying.
For you, I'll mention the owls. I'll mention them. We'll look into it, but I can't promise that anything's going to come of it. Just I'll look into it.
That's all I ask.
Okay.
Thank you, Jim. Now, if you'll help me, I got about 15 pallets of lumber, and somebody just dropped off a truck full of military surplus.
Al, did you order the surplus again?
The name of the store is Big Al's Hardware and Surplus. Where do you think I put that?
Listen, Al, we've talked about this. You don't need to order that much surplus because nobody buys it.
Well, maybe you and the woodcutter boy might want to buy some of my military surplus for your secret agent stuff. I don't know. Do you think I might be buying it for you, Jim?
Do you think that I need your military grade surplus?
Yes.
For the owls?
Yes. You might listen. I'm just saying. I've been able to procure some stuff, Jim. Like not the standard military. I'm not talking like bear mace. I'm talking like C4. Maybe you need to detonate an owl or two. That's all I'm saying.
I'll do you this one favor. The next paycheck you give me, which is supposed to be today, you're a little late sometimes, but I forgive you. I like working here.
You'll get paid at the end of the day.
I will buy one item of surplus from you. I don't know what it is. I'll figure that out when I inevitably have to sort the stuff here in a little bit.
That is your job, yes.
Yes. But, and then Jim flashes him both of his guns. I think I got this covered.
I forgot that you carry. That does put me on edge a little bit every time I see it. But it's okay. I'm packing too. It's fine.
Al, we have talked about when there are people around, like that poor little old lady down there, you need to stop saying you're packing. That doesn't mean what you think it means nowadays.
I don't know what you're talking about. I feel like every man, woman, and child should be packing heat on the daily. Strapped the up. Ready to lay down the law for anybody. Ready to slap it on the table and show them who's boss. That's just the way I am. That's my belief system. You can't take that from me, Jim Cassidy.
Yeah. Al, I know, but remember the incident with the shotgun where you had it strapped to your back and that little old lady was frightened? I
served my time, Jim Cassidy.
I know you did, Al, but you better not be talking about putting the shotgun back on your back because that worries people.
No. Marshall Browning would be very mad at me.
I think she still is after the whole fiasco you've caused with the shotguns and the military surplus. I think that's the reason we don't sell it. Marshall's telling people to not buy it.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Emily and I already had a nice long conversation about it.
Okay.
She don't like that I'm selling it.
Okay.
I told her I don't give a shit.
As you normally do when she brings up an issue.
And she sighed and she looked at me and said, "Whatever, Jim." No, that's you. You're Jim. Whatever, Al. And she just left.
Oh, okay. All right. When you pay me, I'll buy whatever military surplus item I pick out, and I'll talk to to Mikey about the owls.
Thank you, Jim.
I'll do that for you, just for you.
Well, your lunch break's over. Get back to work.
And he turns around and goes right back into the shop. Odds or evens, Tally?
Even.
Barney, much like everyone else, it's pretty early in the morning. You wake up. Describe what your place looks like.
Mine looks like an old-timey mansion, kind of rich, kind of up in the class. It's also why people kind of think whenever they see me in my casual everyday clothes, it just doesn't fit. I'm actually walking out around my house in satin pajamas and a robe, looking like I'm getting ready to go to big fancy dinner, even though I'm just going for my breakfast. I walk through the house saying hello to all my maids and butlers as I go through. And I stop in the little dining room, and I'm eating my breakfast and snapping, getting my tea in my cup and everything like that, as my butler brings me my mail, because I don't have an email. I don't believe in the computers. I don't trust them. I don't think they're well. Think of like, I'm a super old person that doesn't understand technology, and so I just don't have it in my house.
Okay. So your butler, what's your butler's name?
Jeeves.
Jeeves. Excellent. Classic. Your butler goes,
Your mail, sir.
and he hands you just kind of a stack of letters and the day's newspaper.
Oh, yay, the paper. Let me read through this first. A child goes missing. That's nothing new, especially around here. So where's the business part of this paper? Do they never have anything about the money? I throw it across the table, and then I'm looking through the letters, and I see some stuff from my company, and I'll read that later.
Sir, Lynch's Crossing is a small town. There aren't many businessy goings on here. That is, unless you count the university, but most people don't.
They ask me for money all the time. I give them a little bit of funding for their library, but they ask for more. I'm about to cut ties.
Oh, far be it from me to criticize you, Master, but you do know how your donations help out the children and how they love your book donations, yes?
Yes, and one of the children up there keep coming to pester me, but saying I'm family of some sort or another.
Do you mean young Master Gigi?
Yes, that one. I wish you would leave me alone. I have better things to do, like running my company and getting more people to know who I am.
Again, pardon my intrusion, Master, but wouldn't you having we'll call her a fan, coming to visit you often, wouldn't that be achieving your goal of becoming more well-known?
It would be if it wasn't for the fact that she's saying we're family. I don't have family around here. Why would I want to believe some random chick that keeps coming up with documents and like DNA forms and all this crazy stuff that they do nowadays? I don't understand it all.
Yes, Master, my mistake. You have never been a fan of proof, as they say.
Exactly. I mean, people know that I'm super young and I should know all this stuff, but I really don't trust it. Like, what are they wanting me to use an email for? What, are they trying to track me or something? I don't know. I don't like this.
Yes, Master, I understand. Could I get you anything else, sir?
Where's my pipe? My smoking pipe. It's not here with my breakfast.
Yes, Master, I will tend to that right away.
Thank you.
And Jeeves just kind of wanders off. Let me take a beat and turn the lights back on. Good job. The lights in this room turn. Oh, hey.
For just description, the lights went off, so we had that entire conversation in the dark. And then Draven goes, "I'm going to turn the lights back on." Puts the headphone down, lights back on, and we're like, "Oh, good job!" And Draven did not know that the lights came back
Yeah,
on.
He was already out of his chair.
I'm used to having to stand up and walk into the middle of the room to get the lights turned back on, so I guess just banging my headphones against the table was enough.
It seems so.
So Jeeves leaves the room to go collect your pipe. What do you do?
I am going through some of the letters that I have. There's some about some business deals, other people from my company complaining how I should get an email. That's never gonna happen. Also, just reading some fan mail by people that somehow found my new address. Throw those over my shoulder.
Among the fan mail letters, you see a black letter. It kind of stands out amongst the rest of them because it's All the other letters are in white envelopes. This one is in a black envelope, almost dusty, it feels like. And upon opening this envelope, there is nothing but a white poker chip with the words, "I found you," written on it.
Shit. I set the envelope down. Barney sets it down on the table, and he's just sitting there collecting his thoughts. And then he just out of the blue with anger, "Where's my pipe? I need it now!"
"Right away, master." And Jeeves just kind of frazzled scrambles into the room, puts your pipe on the table.
And I'm just sitting there like in like those old Sherlock Holmes movies and stuff, just furiously like blowing out of the pipe. And then I decide I'm pacing the room, looking at the letter that's sitting on the table.
"I brought your stress balls, sir."
Thank you. These things are great. I'm so glad people created them, and I'm just like smoking and like walking and squeezing this thing to where it looks like it's about to bust as I'm like contemplating what's happening with the letter.
"I shall prepare another stress ball, sir." And he leaves to go find a more durable ball in the off chance that you end up destroying that one.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of time to ruminate on your recent delivery. It's been a few hours since you looked through your mail. What have you done?
So by now I'm clearly dressed, but I am looking kind of worn out. Like my hair is kind of fallen into my face, and I have my whole big library full of my different books, but mostly all my occult books and everything are strewn out against the table, like almost every one I have, which is the majority of my collection, trying to find some kind of way that I can either prevent the person that sent me the black letter from being able to approach me or to be able to find me even faster. I'm looking for anything that might help me, trying to find some kind of ward or blocking thing that might help me. And so far I've come up with nothing, going through my millions of books that I've collected over time and time and time again. And there's just nothing I can find at the
you're picking through your library.
Yeah.
And you have a massive collection of books on the occult, books on demonology, books on mysticism and magic that you've collected over a very long time. And as you're pouring through your books, a book seems to jump out at you. A copy of the Lesser Key of Solomon.
The book that started it all. How nice. Good to see that this one's still sticking true. I look through the book, and I end up looking at one of the pages that hit too close to home, just staring at it. I'm kind of holding on to the poker chip that I have around my neck, like how a person would hold on to like a cross or some kind of charm that's important to them. And I'm just sitting there, like standing there over the book, like with my hand on the table, just reading, contemplating on like, what am I going to do next? Like, how do I stop this from happening?
And on cue, as you're poring over the page, you hear a familiar voice. "What you reading, Barney?"
Wouldn't you like to know?
"Oh, I very much would, considering it has to do with me."
Don't you have other people to pester?
"Oh, Faust, you are my favorite, though."
I have other things to do than mess with you and try to take my soul and all that good stuff. I have other things I need to do.
"You owe a debt, Barnabas."
I don't owe you shit. I've made it kind of obvious that I deserve to live longer, don't you think?
"No, frankly, I don't. Do you know how many more people over the millennia that you have tromped this planet, undeserving, who have been more
Worthy.
of the boon of mammon, and yet you have just taken it and run?"
And I'm gonna keep doing that as long as I can, so leave me be.
You owe me, Barnabas. And I'm going to continue to take from you until I have what I am owed.
What are you gonna take from me now? Nothing? There's nothing that I have that you want.
You have family, Barnabas.
Oh, I don't have any family. Just because you might have heard the rumor of this girl going around saying, oh, I got papers, I got this, look, we're related somehow, well, down the line. That doesn't mean anything, Mammon.
You mortals are hilarious. You can lull yourself into believing that everything that's happened since you were granted immortality is meaningless, is just a big ball of nothing. But time moves on, Barnabas. The world moves on. Your family that you left behind on your pursuit of fame and glory continued to prosper without you. You have relatives, distant, but relatives all the same, and I can manipulate them, Barnabas. I can hurt them. I can take them.
I just want to keep living my life how I seem fit, making money and keeping my name known. Why do I need to worry myself with their problems? I don't.
One of these days, it might not be today, or tomorrow, or a week, or a month, or a year, or 10 years, or a century from now, Barney. But your mistakes, your transgressions, your hate will catch up to you when I collect what I am owed, and you will meet every soul you forsook in hell, Barney. I'll leave you with this, Barney. I met one of your relatives recently. Or rather, one of my agents became acquainted with a member of your family.
The girl that claims to be related to me. You can say whatever you want to try to get me to go along with your plan and say, ooh, I finally give up after all this long game of cat and mouse, but, I don't care. There's nothing this girl or your little agent can do. I've been living for forever, Mammon.
After all this time, Barney, did you maybe consider the reason that you've been allowed to stay alive this long is because I prefer the chase?
Barney is clearly shaken. He's like, he knew this always in the back of his mind, but he always liked to keep this front. So, he's physically shaking now from the anger and the fear of everything and trying not to actually face it. And so he's trying to come back with some kind of quip or joke or something they can get out of it with, but nothing's coming to mind.
And before you snap back with a quippy comment, maybe my visit today is to provide you with some solace in your inevitable afterlife. Maybe I'm admitting to a mistake. Maybe I'm telling you that the hell that I've unleashed on your family is maybe a bit more than I anticipated. I have seen where this child will end up without your intervention. And let's just say that when you inevitably greet her in hell, it will not be good for you. Goodbye, Faust. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, right. See you. Ah. Shit. I slammed the book shut and just kind of paced and concerned on what to do at this point. Not very sure.
Is there something the matter, Master?
No, Jeeves. Do you mind getting a pot of tea?
Not at all, Master. Your usual Earl Grey, 2 sugars, sir.
Yes, please. That would be great.
On it, sir. And Jeeves heads into the kitchen to brew you some tea.
So now that I'm just kind of contemplating, and I think about the letter that I got from the girl because it was mixed in with that fan letter, and I'm just reading it on how yet again she's claiming that we're related, and I can't put a finger on it or don't want to believe what she says. And like I said earlier, I have no technology in the house. There's nothing here, so I have no real way of finding it. So I decide.
Roll me plus sharp, please.
Plus sharp. 7.
That is a mixed success. I'm going to say that you, in your frustration, as Jeeves brings in your tea, you kind of gesture with your arms, kind of flippantly, knocking the tray of tea out of Jeeves' hands. Mm-hmm. And as the hot tea spills onto your beautifully lacquered floors, you notice a flyer.
Oh, hell no. I know you have a part of this. I know you want me to do this, and I really don't want to, but probably to prevent you from harming me anymore, I'm gonna go here.
Gigi. It's a school day, you know, we'll say it's like a weekday. Mm-hmm. And do you have any morning classes?
Yes.
Okay. So you're probably already like up and getting ready for your classes. What's your first class?
Probably English literature.
Very cool.
I think Gigi is kind of like throwing on a t-shirt, overalls. They throw on their boots. They're shoving various books into their tote bag. They have a huge tote bag. They throw it over their shoulder and they're out the door.
So you're on your way to English Lit, and the ever familiar voice of your patron chimes in.
What now?
Where are you taking me today?
I have lit class. You should know that by now.
English literature.
Correct.
So boring.
Well, I chose this major, not you, so it's pretty entertaining.
Any choice you make is a choice for me.
I know that by now. It's been a few years.
You should skip class today.
I don't skip class. I mean, I have work after anyway. Why would I? It'll be fine, won't it?
I'm not so sure, Gigi. It seems like the walls of the room get closer and closer every day.
Gigi takes a big, deep breath, and they're trying to shake themselves out of panic. They're kind of just gonna start to fidget with a keychain on their bag and be like, I have to go to class. I mean, I have enough credit hours and I don't have enough skip days to afford this, so.
If you insist, Gigi, you will owe me, of course.
I know, we can after class, please.
Then I will speak to you after class.
Yeah. So they continue to try to go to class without trying to shake the panic and to let it overtake them. They're going to put headphones over their head. They're going to probably blast some music. They're going to slide in to class. They're going to take a couple books out of their bag and a notebook, just kind of flip open to where they were last in their last lecture.
Excellent. So you sit down, you get ready for class. The fear set in by your patron is beginning to subside as your professor goes into their lecture. What's your professor's name? Okay, we'll just come up with one.
Yeah, I didn't bring that in.
We'll come up with a name.
That works.
We'll do that live. We're doing it live, folks.
Doing it live.
Doing it live.
Doing it live. We'll say Professor Palmer. Professor Palmer goes into a lecture on Shakespeare. You've been on this kind of like 3-week long tour of Shakespeare's work, and she starts to transition into talking about Much Ado About Nothing. That's the big story you guys are talking about this week. And as you kind of get into the groove of the lecture and the anxiety posed by your patron starts to dissipate, you begin to feel it creep back in, and right on cue,
Gigi,
Mid-lecture right now.
must you force this upon me?
It's being forced on me too.
Do you hate me, Gigi?
I don't hate you. You know that.
Do I?
Yes, they're gonna start to like scribble on the edge of their notebook very furiously.
I gave you a gift, Gigi, and yet you repay that gift by forcing me through this hell.
I know you don't like Shakespeare. Not a lot of people do. I get that. But we have a lot to do. And they're just kind of like mindlessly doodling as they speak.
That pencil, the one you're using to scribble meaningless nothing, owe it at someone.
You're gonna like throw it against the table and try not to.
Throw it at someone!
She picks it up and she tosses it. She doesn't look. She doesn't try to look at who. She just tosses it. Like she tries to make it look like she just kind of.
Cute.
and the pencil just kind of goes across the room and beans somebody in the back of the head. Do me a favor, roll me a
Go for it.
roll me plus cool.
That's awesome. That's a -1. That's an 8.
Okay, so that's a mixed success. I'm gonna say that you, the person that received the pencil, turns around and you manage to just kind of like, you've grabbed another pencil
Out of the bag.
and you're just kind of writing, and the person like is looking back in your direction, and they know somebody in your part of the room threw that pencil, but nobody else seemed to notice that you threw it. The professor doesn't notice, like nobody else in the class noticed, but that person knows somebody back there threw that pencil, and they're going to figure out who did it. But the lecture goes on as usual, and it thankfully ends without another interruption from your patron. And as class ends and everybody's transitioning out of class and heading toward their next class, and you're packaging up your things and getting ready to leave, the guy who got hit in the back of the head with the pencil stands up and comes over to where you were and is just kind of asking, like, did you throw that pencil? Hey, did you throw that pencil at me? And just kind of is interrogating everybody. Roll me another plus cool.
Oh, you're good. Oh, come on. No, we're good. That's a 10.
Nice. Yeah, you
They're
managed,
like frantically
yeah,
putting
you
their shit.
managed to
They're
pack your
out.
shit up and get out of there
They're
before he
out.
has a chance to interview you. You got any more classes today? We're kind of solidly in the afternoon at this point. What do you have going on?
Work. They work at the library. Yep.
Okay, so you're set up at the library. And what do you do at the library?
Desk job.
Desk job. Okay.
Kind of like helping students find what they need, sitting at the desk, helping them, whatever they need stuff.
Okay, cool. So you're sorting through the catalog on the computer. You're just kind of going through all the different books that you all have and new releases and things that people need to return. And you're sorting through the different books. And one of the books in the late return section catches your eye because you don't remember the school library ever keeping this book or really any books on the occult at all. You see the Lesser Key of Solomon amongst the books that are out late Even weirder still, this book has a late return date from several years ago, and the date on the original checkout date for the book, seems to line up with when you made your deal with your patron.
They're going to see that date because they're going to flip through it and they're just going to stop and they're going to freeze for a minute. What the actual hell?
What troubles you, Gigi?
You can see this shit, right?
I can.
Why does this match this?
Do you recall how we came to meet?
Not really.
Do you remember anything from that day?
Bits and pieces, and I don't have very good recollection of it considering the circumstances.
What do you know of that book?
It seems familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. I know you know.
Allow me to explain. That book, Gigi, was compiled hundreds of years ago, made up of text collected from various cults and demon-worshipping religions. It chronicles methods and incantations necessary for summoning those of my kind. This text, the Lesser Key of Solomon, has a particular section devoted to the summoning of demons, the Ars Goetia. That text, Gigi, is how we came to meet.
I know what I was in search of. I was desperate.
Do you remember my name?
I've never called you by your name, and you know how touchy our relationship can be. It's not great, considering the English lit this morning.
Just a game, Gigi. Nothing to worry yourself over. You got away, didn't you?
Yeah, because I ran.
That book, Gigi. You must find who checked it out.
On the same day, I'd probably had something to do with me.
My name, Gigi, is Amdusius. You must find that book.
And I will. It's kind of part of my job, too.
As long as we are on the same page.
Hilarious. Pun intended.
I do not get the joke.
Never.
Oh,
Never mind.
it is a joke about books.
Yeah, it is. It is.
This is humorous.
It can be sometimes. I'll find the book. You'll know.
Yes. Yes, I will. May I ask you something, Gigi?
What is it this time?
Do you know of the odd happenings in this town?
You mean the boy that went missing last night and the people before?
Yes.
Yes, I know about them. As much as the news outlets have told me.
Don't you think it's odd?
No shit, I think it's odd. People don't just snap and disappear. I mean, people keep their conspiracies, but something clearly isn't right.
We should investigate. Tonight.
It's not a bad idea. Once I get off work.
Yes. There are others who seek answers. You will find them at the Pump and Go gas station.
It's tonight. So I just have to go to the Pump and Go and meet these random people.
Yes,
Stellar.
you will know who you seek when you get there.
Probably because you'll be in my ear about it, but yeah, thanks.
I trust your intuition.
And you return to your work. The hours pass much faster as you get into your work. You call students,
Yep.
But that late book just kind of sits in the back of your mind the entire time. What does the Lesser Key of Solomon have to do with any of this? What does some hokey book on the occult have to do with any of this, or to do with Amdusius, or with the missing children? And why has it taken, so many years for anybody to even bother to look into this missing book? All of those questions rattle in your head as you finish up your work. And before you know it, your time is up. What do you do?
I think they're gonna put things away, help any straggling students from the library, and they're gonna collect their things. Once again, they're gonna just kind of slide on their jacket. They're gonna button up their jacket. They're gonna throw over their tote bag over their shoulder. They're gonna go downstairs out of the library, and they're going to very pensively go to the Pump and Go